Well, hello, my beautiful balancing Libras. So, thank you so much for having patience with me. I know it's been a while. I got very ill. I lost my voice. I had fever. And so I'm just getting back better. Um, at some point, I thought I was getting better and I didn't. So, I apologize for these being late, but I'm going to go all the way through August in preparation for September when I'm going to do the extended ones on my website. As you can see, I don't have the tarot up here because I'm doing a long version of the tarot. So because this video can be long and the other one can be long as well, I'm doing two separate ones, okay? So welcome everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I am the Modern Day Spiritual Advisor. I use multiple modalities, including tarot, astrology, mediumship, hypnotherapy, all kinds of stuff to help you on your path. So you got some big goodies coming to you, my beautiful balancing Libras. I know that you've been working hard for the last 2 or 3 years. Things weren't showing up. You had Jupiter in your sign for that last year, and it didn't do hardly anything because of the aspects that were going on with it. Then Jupiter went into your second house, right? So this is you, Libra. I apologize if I have to cough. I am so sorry. I'm still getting over this. So, Jupiter is now direct, but you've got some other things coming. So, let me just say Jupiter's direct in your second house. These things that you've been working on for the last 2 years, yeah, you had some stuff coming, but it wasn't the big stuff that you thought. Some of you, depending on your aspects, now that Jupiter, wherever Jupiter goes, it wants to expand this house. The second house is the house of finances. This is you. This is your first house. The second house is the house of value that you put to you. So the car that you earned, that you worked hard for, that you say, hey, that's my car. Hey, that's my house. I did that. Like, that's the value, right? So these are finances that you earn, your financial well-being, all of that to help you understand and expand you. So Jupiter is trying to expand this house. Jupiter is trying to make it more, right? And Scorpio being in there means that you can pretty much manifest once Jupiter's direct. With it being retrograde, as long as it's been retrograde, it was reworking, reorganizing, editing. And I know some other things in your life haven't gone as you planned or like you thought, but let me say this. We have so many things in retrograde, so many planets. We have Saturn, we have Pluto, we have Mars, we have Neptune, we have Chiron. We have the North Node, and now we have Mercury, right? And Jupiter's gone direct, so it's expanding this house. Well, that's a great house for it to expand in, right? That means your finances are getting bigger. More opportunities coming to you. More ways to earn more money could be coming to you, right? All these things that you had to readjust. Maybe you changed jobs. Maybe you changed careers. Maybe you changed houses. Maybe you changed whatever. Editing, reworking. All of this is going to start manifesting physically for you. Okay? So that's a great place to be. That's just one thing. You guys have some other things coming. So, on the 26th, Mercury turned retrograde. It will be retrograde till the 19th in your 11th house. That's another good place for it to have. So this is your 12th house, your 11th house, right? Venus is in your 12th house. Let me say this. In your 12th house, the 12th house is about completions, endings. It's about past lives. It's about the connection between you and other worlds. It's about the connection between you and your past life, present life, and future life. Venus is one of the only planets that doesn't get all muddled and hidden in here. Venus is one of the only planets that can produce. And what is Venus about? It's about love, luck, and money. Venus wants to bring you love, luck, and money. So, destiny, fate, this is this 12th house. You could be having vivid dreams about where to go or how to do, or some of you could have you could actually have the dream where you see the lotto numbers, or you see this particular way that you're supposed to go on that day because it's going to make you have this destined thing happen. The partner's supposed to come in, or this money's supposed to come in, or this house is supposed to come in, or something that's on your path, right? So, with Mercury going retrograde in your 11th house, the 11th house is about gains. It supports your 10th house. It's Leo, so it's full of energy. It has to abide by these rules, but with it retrograde, you're going to be reorganizing, editing. The 11th house is the house of gains, but it's about networking. It's about groups. So you could be maybe letting go of some group, maybe gaining some group, maybe trying to figure out what you're going to do with this group or this networking, or maybe you meet somebody, because the North Node has been in here. So this North Node means that this is stuff on your path that wants to happen, right? And I'll explain the eclipses in just a minute. But I just wanted to go over Mercury, what you'll be doing, editing, revising. All these retrogrades, you're editing, you're revising, you're trying to figure it out, you're reworking it, you're really pinpointing what you want, what you don't want. And the 11th house will help you gain once Mercury goes direct. Right now is not the time for your gain in this particular house. It can gain, sorry, but you don't have to take action. Okay, so action won't be taken until Mercury goes direct. So let's just say you meet an influential person while it's in retrograde, but you actually don't do anything together to make things expand your finances or your networking until after retrograde, right? That's an example, just one example. So on today, tomorrow, depending on where you're at, we've had this eclipse, lunar eclipse. So we did have a partial eclipse, partial solar eclipse, which to me, the partial solar eclipse is just giving you an indication of what's going to be coming on in this next full solar eclipse, right? So it could have given you some sort of understanding about what you're going to get, right? Some news about what you're going to get in the solar eclipse. So right now is the lunar eclipse. So let's talk about what eclipses are. Eclipses are they're attached to your soul's journey. They're attached to your higher self. They're attached to so because they're attached to that, karmic events can happen when these eclipses happen, right? If you think about what eclipses do, they take you back to 0 point energy, and from there you're either thrust into whatever you're focusing on, thrust onto your path. Things can happen karmically to either let go or give you something, right? Lunar eclipses are here to help you or teach us how to let go of what no longer serves us. That's what they're here to do, right? Because this lunar eclipse right here, this is your north node, which means the exact opposite is your south node. So your south node is at 5 degrees. The lunar eclipse happened at 4 degrees in Aquarius, and at 3 degrees is Mars. So because the south node is attached to this, this has to do with old karma. Old karma can be from your childhood. Old karma can be from your past lives. This is old karma. And because it's a lunar eclipse, it can be about completion. It can be about letting go of somebody or something. It can be about ending old karma, ending the contract. What can happen is, say that, because your south node is the thing that you're mastered, right? In the thing that you're comfortable in, the energy that you are most comfortable in. So, say you had 1,000 lives where you did this one situation, did this one lesson in 1,000 different ways. You really wanted to experience it, and now you've mastered it, right? Well, you came into this life, but you have a habit of doing this situation in this way, or habit of doing this, bringing the situation to you, because it's a habit from all these lives that you've done it. Now is the time in this lunar eclipse to let it go, to end old karma, to release those contracts, to let go, detach from what no longer serves you. Okay? That could be happening for you in this house. So here's you, Libra. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's the 5th house about? This is what's so exciting, because we all know the 5th house is about love affairs and creativity, right? And it could be about, somebody coming from your past life, a past lover, maybe even coming in to complete something. But also, this has to do with your past life good credit that's due to you in this life. And that could be coming forth for you. That's why I'm excited, because for you guys, this could actually come about where you're completing an old thing, completing this karma, completing this contract, and then something good coming to you, or something that you feel is good coming to you, that just changes your life, right? As you're letting go, as you're releasing, as you're understanding. That's what this is about for you, okay? So with this fifth house being lit up this way, this is what this is about. Now, from the 1st through the 15th, you are going to have the square with Uranus and Saturn. Okay, so Saturn and Chiron are squaring. You're going to have the square with this North Node, this lunar eclipse, and Uranus. Now, Uranus is in your, if this is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th house, this is your house of shared resources. This is your house of other people's money. This is loans, this is grants, this is inheritances, this is insurance payouts, this is, you know, other people's money. With Uranus being here and it's squaring, these two are trying to lead, but they're not speaking well to each other, so it can feel like this push and pull, right? So, maybe this thing that you're completing, maybe you need to complete it to get this thing moved, right? So, Uranus is the planet of shock and awe, but it will shock and awe you to liberate you, okay? So there may be this control issue, or there may be these shared resources, maybe with a business partner, maybe with a love partner, maybe it's an inheritance, maybe it's something. This can, when Uranus shifts it, it may feel uncomfortable, but it will feel better afterwards. It's like that thing where you're like, oh my God, I cannot believe I lost that job. But then later on, when you get the better job with lesser hours and more pay, you're like, thank God I lost that job. Thank God they let me go, because I would have never done this, right? That's sort of Uranus. So from the 1st to the 15th, you're going to be feeling this. So now you're going to be feeling it. But from the 1st to the 15th, it's actually going to square Mars here. So it just feels chaotic. It feels like you don't have a hold on it. It feels like I don't want to let go. It feels like, you know, what happens if, it, you know, and Uranus is like, nope, got to shift it, got to move it, right? And so this is where you put your boundaries down. This is where you learn to give and take, right? Transformation. This is what this is about. Learn into your control. But you also have Saturn squaring for the whole August 1st to the 15th, Saturn squaring Chiron. I have a Chiron video. I'll attach it. Anything I talk about, I'll either have it in a link in the description box below, on the side of the video at the end of the video, or in the eye icon on the top right. So, Saturn is in your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th house. And Uranus, if this is your 8th house, this is your 7th house of relationships. This is your 7th house of boundaries. This is your 7th house of mirroring, right? And Chiron is that thing that no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, no matter what happens, in any different way that it happens, you always find yourself not coming out on top, or things always happen that way, and it doesn't matter how much times I adjust it. It's like the wounded healer, right? So what Chiron ultimately teaches you, and you have to watch my Chiron video, is that when you see others doing the same mistakes that you've done, or going through the same things, and you have that empathy and you help them, it releases you from this Chiron. It releases you from that, right? Well, it's going to square Saturn. Saturn wants you to work hard. Saturn has your hopes and dreams, but it wants to know that you're going to be responsible and have them. It wants you to work. It wants you to be responsible, because, and in that, it will bring delays. But, excuse me, Saturn may make you work really hard, but ultimately Saturn always brings you way more than you thought you were going to get, okay? It's retrograde, it is revising, it is editing, it is doing all that, but the 4th house is about your happiness, about your comfort, about feeling better and at home, right? And so what happens in this 4th house is that you ultimately learn that home is where the heart is. So ultimately you learn only you can be happy. Only you can make you happy. Only you can make you comfortable. Only you can make you at peace, right? Only you can do those things. Those people that come in front of you in the 7th house, those people that come in front of you, they're only mirroring what you're exuberating. They're only mirroring what you're wanting to experience, right? And so with Saturn squaring Chiron, there could be some readjusting, amending. This is going to feel like a push and pull of You know, how do I do this? What do I want to do? How much am I going to allow? What am I not going to allow, right? What am I going to, this has happened before, and maybe I need to like refigure this out. But whatever this is, they're gonna get you to the same place. It's just gonna feel like this push and pull, and also this square is gonna feel like this push and pull. Okay, so that's going on from the 1st through the 15th. On the 7th of August, Venus enters your sign. So Venus, the planet of love, luck, and money. Maybe you had some clarity here. Maybe you got something here. Maybe you completed something here so that you can get the love, luck, and money, right? When it goes into your house, it's going to bring you love, luck, or money, or all three, or one of the three. This is your first house. You're really going to be affected in it. It affects your physical. Your first house is your physical state, right? Your first house is what you came here to do. So if this is your ascending, it's really going to affect you. If it's your sun, it's your conscious. If it's your moon, it's your emotional. It's your reaction. But whatever this is, Venus wants to bring you love, luck, and money here. So you have some things coming. Then on the 11th, we have the solar eclipse. So whatever was going on the 13th of July kind of gave you an indication of what was going to be coming for the solar eclipse. So where the lunar eclipse wants to take from you, and again, remember, we have this north node and south node, so it's karmic. It has to do with the south node having to do with old karma, this having to do with your new path, okay? The north node having to do with your new path, right? So where the lunar eclipse wants to teach you about detachment and letting go of what no longer serves you, the solar eclipse wants to gift you. It wants to bring you these things, or this experience, or this relationship, or this something to help you fulfill these certain desires that you have on your path. You want it to fulfill these certain things in the physicalness, right? So that's what the solar eclipse is going to be bringing you. So it could be bringing you, whatever this is, you're going to have a lot of passion about it. Whatever this is could be new beginnings. It's going to be transformation, so that you understand that you really are supported by the universe. You're really not going crazy. You really did see the things that you saw, right? And this has to do with your 11th house of gains. So it's a gain. This has to do with your networking. This supports your 10th house. So whatever your life purpose is, again, your north node is here. So it's going to be bringing you something. Yes, Mercury is retrograde, so it's having you process this stuff, or edit it and revise and understanding, right? But it's going to go direct, so you may get this gift, and then it thrusts you into actually doing something with it, making it, and you're going to have a lot of passion with it because it's Leo, and it's the north node. So this is like something definite that's supposed to happen karmically on your path, right? So that's going to be, so that's why I'm excited. It's the third thing I'm excited for you guys. Now, on the 13th, let's look at the 13th. So on the 13th, Mars enters Capricorn. So Mars is going to enter Capricorn, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Remember, your 4th house is about your comfort, your stability, your security, your happiness, right? The love that you have for you, understanding you are whole, okay? So Mars was in your 6th house of your daily activity, of reworking that, and you had to do it in a very different way because it was Aquarian. So you saw a very different thing. You may have adjusted a lot in your schedule. Maybe you started a new nutrition. Maybe you decided to lose weight. Maybe you decided to build up. Maybe you decided, to really say, I'm going to take note of these the way that I feel, and make, love myself more. This is all reworking. So now that it's entered Capricorn and in your 5th house, again, Mars is going to go into Capricorn, so it's going to be now pinpointed. It's going to give you direction. It's going to give you passion. It's going to give you, when in Aquarius, it may have been like frustration and chaos and, right? When Capricorn, it's very pointed. It's very like directed and focused, right? This is something that you've already been working on. You will feel like it will actually complete, and you'll feel the full effects of it at the end of September and into October. Doesn't mean you won't feel the effects of it before, but the full completion of it won't come about till the end of September or October, right? So again, it's going to feel very different while it's in here than when it was in Aquarius. And it's going to be working in your 5th house of creativity, your 5th house of your past life credit due to you, your 5th house of advisors, your 5th house of maybe even your children or past lovers, right? So that's your 5th house. Love affairs, right? Maybe you're having to understand what you wanted, how you wanted things with a new relationship. Maybe it solidifies, it begins to solidify here. So congratulations, there's going to be a lot of clarity going on. Then on the 19th, Mercury goes direct. So Mercury's going to go direct. Again, this is in your 11th house of gains, 11th house of networking. It's supporting your 10th house of your life purpose. It's supporting your groups. So whatever you've been reworking and processing, it's finally time to take the action. The sun being in there is going to make it very, very clear for you, okay? Then on the 24th, the sun moves into Virgo, and that is in your 12th house. So the sun in your 12th house, if you have questions, if you're balancing and trying to figure out which way to go with something, when the sun moves into your 12th house in Virgo, ask before you go to sleep and see if you get the answer. Because they're trying to give you the answer all the time when you ask, but your ego isn't balanced. And when your ego is balanced, it's sleeping. When you're sleeping, your ego is balanced and they can come through better, right? So it's going to be in a very grounded, it wants to ground, it wants to bring it forth, it wants to bring it into your life. This clarity, the sun wants to clear it up. The sun wants to bring you alignment, okay? Completions could be here. Past life stuff can be here that comes through, okay? So, then on the 26th, we have this full moon in Pisces. And I did want to mention before I say that, this is your ruler. Venus is your ruler, so you're really going to get some stuff here. So, on the 26th, Pisces, Neptune, and the full moon. Okay, these 3 energies are all about manifesting. But if you don't have room because you didn't let go of what no longer serves you, then the full moon is going to be about releasing what no longer serves you. But if you've been working and you've been releasing, you've been understanding, you've been really working at it, then when this comes about, this could actually turn into manifestation, your fate, your destiny. And this is going on in this is your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th house. So these things that you've been working on, these things that you've been adjusting, this nutrition, this working out, this loving yourself more, this taking more time, this getting your schedule right, all that could be really, really manifesting something really nice in your daily life or your health and well-being. Also, because for you guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your 6th house, being that it is about the things that you've been consciously working on, because the 12th house is the subconscious, right? The 6th house is your conscious. This could bring about something, a gift of some sort. And the reason I say that is because you have this grand trine. And this grand trine, if you've let go and have room in your energetic field because of this south node, ending old karma, letting go what no longer serves you, this is a divinely guided gift. It could come through here. It really could, okay? And that means because it's with the earth signs, it's got the potential to grow into something way big. So if you own your own business and you work at home, if you've been trying to figure out how you're going to do that, that could come about for you. So last but not least, on the 28th, Mars finally goes direct. So Mars is going direct. Again, this is going to be in your 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th house of feeling happiness, feeling comfortable, feeling at peace with yourself, right? Understanding that home really is where your heart is. Doesn't matter where you're at, Only you can make those things happen for you, right? If you've been working on this, when it goes direct, it's going to start bringing forth these things that you've worked on, right? As it gets closer to Pluto, it's going to start bringing forth those things to help you feel more safe, to feel more secure, to feel more comfortable, to feel more happiness. So congratulations, you guys got some great things coming. One thing I wanted to mention is I did team up with Instant Go, so if you have a question about an aspect of yours, or one question maybe about a tarot that you want me to pull, you can now text me and I can text you back. If you use the promo code Indigo, then you get $5 off your first order. I'll have the link in the description box below. You can find me at YourPath39. All right, my gorgeous ones. I love you, love you, love you. Bye.